Hi everybody, it's Daniel with funukuleleprojects. I have a really fun project next to me, and by the time you're seeing this, it's after Christmas. I don't know if it's the new year because I'm filming this before Christmas, and by the time I film this, there will be an additional clip, and that clip will be of the recipient of this instrument playing it. Those of you that saw my video of the baritone I turned into a bass for my wife, well, in the end of that video, my son-in-law, who plays bass, is quite a good bass player. He was playing that particular bass, and back then I mentioned, when he started playing it. Originally, I told him what I was doing. He's like, "Oh, that's cool," but then he came over and played it. He's like, "Oh, this is fun." He goes, "This is really fun," and that's why I knew I'd done something that was worthwhile. After that, what you all don't know, because it wasn't really something that warranted a video, I got another bass for my wife. That time it was actual bass. It was on eBay, a Donner. It's actually a pretty nice bass ukulele. And I got it because it was broken. They said it didn't work. And I looked at all the photos, and looking at the photos, I thought, doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with it. I had an idea what was wrong with it, and so I got it. I checked it out, and lo and behold, I was right. I figured the price I paid for it, I couldn't get the hardware on that Donner for the price I was buying the bass for. It needed a battery. I put a battery in it. Now my wife has a steel string bass ukulele, and she has a rubber string bass ukulele. However, when my son-in-law came over, one of the times he came over, I showed him that bass that I had got for my wife, and he was playing. He goes, if you ever run into one of these things, I'd be glad to pay you to fix it and everything. He's one of these kinds of people that loves to do stuff for other people, but doesn't really, it doesn't receive as well. And me being the father-in-law, I'm going to do something nice that will also be something that will be like, he'll be like, oh, but there's no way he's going to say no, because this is his Christmas present. And what it is, I got this on eBay. It was broken, but this one was really broken. And it was on eBay's auction twice. And the first time it was going for more than I was going to pay for it. This is a Kala Rumbler, and the headstock was snapped right up like that, right through the was it it's right through the A, and then it went up past the E. And so the headset was broken completely off. One of the tuners was bent. You could tell what had happened by looking at it. Someone had basically dropped this instrument. It was probably a store display. Dropped it, it hit the tuner and snapped the headstock right in half. Not in half, but like a third of it came off. So, these sell for, I think, close to $300, but that eBay auction, it ended up going for $170, and I just wasn't going to spend $170, even though I knew I could fix it. But then apparently the person that won the auction didn't want to spend $170 either, because it was relisted, and the next time it was relisted, I was able to get it at a reasonable price. And once I got it, I contacted Kala. I told them, that I got this. I'm fixing it for my son-in-law. Can I get a new tuner for it? And I got to say, Kala is absolutely fantastic about things like that. They're like, oh yeah, just send us a link with the model number. We'll set up a purchase order for you. We did that. It was a very reasonable price. I was able to get the part. And then what I had to do, obviously I had to glue the headstock back together. And it was a bit of a project because I didn't want it to look like, it had been broken and just glued together. So I glued it back together. And then in the back, I have photos. I actually had to completely sand all the finish off the back so that it would be perfectly smooth. Down here where the crack is, it's really hard to see where the crack actually is. But if you feel it, you can't feel it at all because it's been sanded properly. And then I had to then recoat the back. And in addition to that, I had to reinforce this thing because, it's got these big tuners in it and these bass strings on it. And so what I decided to go with in this case was carbon fiber rods. And so I believe they're 6mm carbon fiber rods and they literally go about 3/4 of the way through the headstock. And that way, it's never going to break again. There's just no way in the world that those rods are going to break. But since I put those rods in it, you know, I didn't want it to look like it was obviously repaired. I took the time to touch up the headstock. I even had to repaint part of the collar by hand, and I had to repaint part of the frog, which is a throwback to Road Toad. I don't know how many people know that Kala did not make the, well, first off, I don't know how many people know that U-base is specifically a Kala trademark, and that Kala makes U-bases, other places make technically bass ukuleles. And the toad that's on this is a throwback to the original bass ukulele and the luthier that makes them, and I forget his name, but I think the company is Road Toad. And he makes these wonderful custom bass ukuleles, but the thing about them is that they're quite expensive. They're worth every penny. They're quite expensive, and so either he contacted Kala or Kala contacted him. I don't know how exactly that worked, but they collaborated together, and that's how Kala came up with, you know, the U-bass. And this toad is a throwback to the roots of where the bass came from the luthier that actually, you know, created them. Now, what I did, since we have the black binding and we've got the black tusk, and I have the black carbon fiber rod, the best way to make the carbon fiber nut rod that's in there for repair not look like a repair is make it look like a decorative item. These are just, they only go in maybe 3/16 of an inch. So now it's a decoration. I put them, they're not exactly lined up, they're just a little off, just to be a little quirky, and but both sides have black rods in them. I'm not, as you all know, I'm not right-handed. I don't play bass. It's a I can play the scale, but that's it. And you're supposed to pick with bass. You can tell I don't play bass. Really fun instrument. These Kala U-basses are really fun instruments. This is going to be a great Christmas present, and I will love the mild consternation when see, by giving, if I did this and I couldn't give it to him, he'd insist on paying for it. But since it's Christmas, I'll be giving it as a Christmas present, so he can't pay for it. And he'll be like, oh, you shouldn't have, but then he'll probably be playing it all night long. And I'm sure he'll be more than happy to have me film him playing it, and that will be at the end of this video. So once again, this was a really fun ukulele project. It was broken, it needed a good amount of TLC to get it working. Fortunately, the electronics were fine, the strings were still fine, so everything's pretty much original other than the fact that I had to glue the headstock. This tuner's been replaced, but once again with an OEM tuner. So if someone were to look at it, unless they were told it had been dropped and broken, they just wouldn't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. I just went blank. Oh yeah, thanks for watching. Stay safe. Remember that I've got contests. I don't know if I'll have 250 subscribers by the time this comes out, but I also have got, if I haven't at 250 subscribers, I've got the Kala Concert Waterman giveaway. At 500 subscribers, I'm giving away a Kalena Lefty Soprano. At 1,000 subscribers, I'm giving away a Kalena Concert Lefty. So once again, thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you in the next video.
Strings are going to take some getting used to, but
Yeah.
they have a neat sound.